What up, those sports fans? Welcome to another episode of AwwDacity Sports. It's your boy J2DaR, and we back with your guys' special co-host Miss NikkiC. Say what up to the folks, Miss Nikki.
What up, y'all?
And before we get to the hot topics, I want to thank everybody who's subscribed and viewed the videos. But guys, make sure you guys take a second and hit that like button. Make sure you take this second to subscribe. Right? Make sure you hit that share button and continue to share out these videos. I really appreciate it. Helps a lot. Helps us get in that algorithm when you guys hit that like button. All right. So, Miss Nikki, what we got first on the topics?
Who's getting ready for March Madness?
Okay. I don't know what that was.
Speaking of March Madness, did you see the scuffle between UConn and the Creighton player?
Man, so I'm excited about March Madness. We actually played today at 3:30 today for the Big Ten Championship, so I'm excited about that. But that was just dumb. I think the whole thing was dumb. And here's the thing: it was like less than 5 seconds left. Right.
You couldn't wait.
And my man takes off for a last second dunk. I mean, again, it really didn't matter because the other team who took off for the dunk won. Right? But did he really? I mean, he literally tried to take off. He tried to take off on Buddy. Over last second dunk. Now, again, if it was that detrimental to you, bruh, and I get it, you know, UConn is a famed team and they don't like it. But if you don't like it, win the game.
Right.
It's simple. If you don't want nobody taking last second dunks on you guys and you got a problem with it, win the game, bro. That takes care of all your problems. Now, me personally, does it show heart for the team?
It does.
It does,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It does.
But does it make you look soft? Yeah.
Yes, it do.
Yeah, with a capital T, because I can't cuss. We only 2 minutes in. Makes you soft with a capital T, bruh. So I seen it, man. I just hope, man, I hope that's not a thing that's going to become a trend, or I'm hoping this is something that don't happen all the time. Like, again, I get it. I played basketball. Last second, nobody likes to lose. Hey, I'm a sore loser. I gladly admit it.
You sure are.
Hey. Hey. Whoa. Wait, whoa. What? Hey, hold on.
J2DaR.
You can't bring that. You can't
like
bring that.
lose.
You can't bring that to. Wait a minute, man. Anyway, let me get up out of here before all my dirty little secrets get put up out of here by my co-host, man. What's next?
Marshawn Lynch is to auction off his failed test letter from 2009.
She's deep. So Marshawn Lynch is actually going to auction off his failed drug test from 2009. That was when he was with the Buffalo Bills. And it's going to be interesting to see how much this letter on the auction block is going to go for. Like, I'm scouring, I'm looking. I promise you guys, as soon as it happens, I'm probably going to have to go drop a short about when this happens, or just wait for the next episode. But the starting bid for this letter is already at $300. Whoever want this letter, just email me. I'll type it up and I'll just send it to you for $300.
I'm trying to tell you.
Man, I mean, there's no signature on it. I mean, yeah, there's a signature from the drug administrator and the team physicians, but Marshawn's signature ain't on that. His name on it. It's all over it. At the top, at the bottom, but $300
for a failed drug test letter.
What are you hoping the resale letter is for? I mean, the resale on the market is going to be. Or are you hoping that he signed it? I'm so curious at how this is really going to play off.
I think if he signed it.
He didn't sign
But
it.
he didn't sign it at all. right, Marshawn.
All this for a failed weed test. Yeah, I said it. 5 minutes in.
That's why I said okay.
I mean, that's literally what the article says. Right? TMZ reported Marshawn Lynch failed drug test letter his auction block popped for weed. Marijuana. The sticky icky. You know what? If this the case, hey, Ricky Williams.
I know he got a bunch of them.
Sticky Ricky. I mean, his name.
Got a whole file of them.
His name is Sticky. What's his nickname? Sticky Ricky, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much his would go for it, because I know he got a bunch of them.
Yeah, he got a bunch of them.
I mean, look, bro, there's no shade. Hey, I just want to know if one is going for as low as 300.
How much will yours go for?
I mean, you got a bunch. I mean, you got suspended out of the league for it.
Mm-hmm. That suspension letter is probably what.
You think the suspension letter is going to be the most for sale?
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder who's holding that letter. You think it's Sticky Rick, or you think it's the NFL doing this stuff right here, or is it agents? Like, who had the idea to say, "Hey, let me put Marshawn's drug tests on the market.
See how much I can get for this." Hey, you know we in some trying times.
Do you think this was actually found in like a storage locker? Cause you know you find some of the most craziest things in the storage locker. Like, you know, I watched that show where people go by Storage Wars. You can even go on YouTube with people going there. I found this one brother, right? He went and he was buying stuff. He found old retro Jordans and stuff. So this is a real thing, right? And one guy found this guy's championship ring and found out who he was, and gave it back to him.
That was nice.
Right? I want to say the dude had played for the Celtics or something else like this. I remember seeing the article, and I remember the guys were, I want to say, down here in Florida, right? But either way, this is funny. Once we get an update on this story, we will bring this back to you. Because, like I said, guys, I'm curious to see how much a failed drug test goes for. Heck, if Marshawn's...
That's why I said that. Marshawn goes up, you know Rick is finna be...
I wasn't even finna talk about Ricky Williams no more. I was finna say somebody else's, but I'm finna shut up before I get in trouble. Incriminate my own self.
Moving along. Michael Parsons and now ex-teammate DeMarcus Lawrence get into it on Twitter. Who you siding with?
I'm never signing with that joke of Michael Parsons. Ever. Ever. So let me break it down what happened to you guys. And if you're a Cowboys fan, you should be upset, right? And this is, I think I said this about 4 or 5 shows back about Michael Parsons and his whole podcast. And actually, I feel like he does a little bit too much and they need to take his podcast, right? Here's the thing. Marcus Lawrence leaves Dallas Cowboys and goes to Seattle, right? DeMarcus puts out a tweet, Dallas is my home, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. Ooh, the shade of it all.
Well, what you win, you're right.
I mean, he right, but then I get it. But bro, you went to Seattle. It ain't like they finna win one there either.
Super Bowl either, because Geno ain't there no more.
I mean, they got Sam Darnold, but still, DK gone, Tyler Lockett gone. All they got is Jackson Smith the Bengal.
Best friend.
But that's it. Well, that's still on the burner still. But let's get back to this Dallas thing. Michael Parsons tweets back. This is what rejection and envy looks like. This some clown shit, bro.
Rejection?
How's that rejection when he left? I don't think you understand the difference between leaving in free agency, Micah, and somebody being traded. But again, I understand that your logical thinking ain't really there. I understand that, you might have been one of them brothers that went in for TV. But let me keep going. Right. First of all, to give the shade to DeMarcus Lawrence, this is why I'm siding with Lawrence, because Michael Parsons sounds like an old ass hater right here.
Yeah.
Right. First of all,
he act like he mad because he didn't get traded.
Well, because he know he's stuck on a losing ass team. That's his problem, and he couldn't walk up out of there free.
Get out.
Right. But Lawrence spent 11 seasons with Dallas. Right. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And gave him 4 Pro Bowls, and guess what? Out of all those years, yeah, they made it to the playoffs, but never won the Super Bowl. Okay, Michael Parsons was supposed to be that young lion that was supposed to come in and change things, and what have you done? Nothing but run your mouth. Nothing but run his mouth. But let's keep going. DeMarcus said, I'm going to fire back at him, because I ain't mad at him, because this is kind of how I would have. I don't know if he chat GPT this, but I probably would have, maybe not. Right? He said, I don't think he chat GPT. I think he just came straight from this, right? He said, calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left. Well said, DeMarcus.
Yep, I can't. Nothing wrong with what he said.
I mean,
nothing.
Where did he go wrong? I mean, he gave Dallas 141 career games.
Yeah.
Total 450 tackles, 97 tackles for losses, 61 and a half sacks, and 21 forced fumbles. Yo, he gave a lot to Dallas. And for Michael Parsons to open his mouth and say what he said to y'all, hey, Dallas fans, get your man in check. This is what y'all got to deal with. And, I know we're going to spin back the block on this, but you know what? Side with Michael Parsons, man, and with DeMarcus Lawrence, and if I was DeMarcus Lawrence, like, bro, this is a conversation where you ain't even had to say nothing. Like, we was on the same team. You could have just picked up the phone and called me.
Right. You could have FaceTimed me for this.
But because you got to have a moment.
And you have a platform.
And you got a platform.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Wait, that's... I'm going to call it what it is. You know what? I ain't even put my girl on here, but I ain't finna go back and play her. That's some whole shit. And I'm going to call it like it is. What's next?
Cooper Kupp signs with Seattle.
This is finna be some... Free agency started off good and hot, and now I'm like, why did you go to Seattle where I just said they're not going to win anything? I get you want to be the number one guy, and maybe it's because it was the best fit, pause, right? And there's nobody on the other side to take up that slot with Jackson Smith-Njigba. And maybe it gives Cooper Kupp the ability to play the inside and the outside whenever he wants to. But I don't like it. I really don't like it, man. I would have loved to seen him come, been part of the Lions roster. I think Cooper Kupp would have rounded us out really well. I get we re-signed Tim Patrick, but Tim Patrick versus a Triple Crown winner is different. And you got to think Jared Goff worked with Cooper Kupp before.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred that, but okay, all right. Seattle feel like they're under total reconstruction mode. So let's see what happens, right? Defense is going to still be solid because I don't think they made any major moves there or lost any major key pieces there. I did see a couple ads go their way on the defensive side, so that's always a plus. But Cooper Kupp in Seattle, man, I'm really struggling with this one because there were so many other teams Cooper Kupp could have went to.
He could have went to, but
I mean, there were the Giants. That would have been interesting.
I don't think he would have liked the Giants.
There was Pittsburgh, even though there had been only one place for him to play, which would have only been in the slot. Atlanta's out because Atlanta has a solid receiving core. Minnesota would have been another solid spot. Even, what's interesting? Dallas didn't even look at him. They just waved over him like they go into Denver could have been another team. The Colts.
Oh no.
The Texans.
I don't know about the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans probably would have been solid with because they're going to lose Stephon Diggs. I don't think he's not coming back this year. Stephon Diggs not coming back. He's going to be on another team, right? So, and then some strange reason, everybody keeps flocking to the Patriots. I'm not saying I wanted Cooper Kupp to go to the Patriots, but I think the best fit I would have really liked to see would have been with us. But either way, what's next on the topics?
Now, staying with the NFL, let's talk about free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And who and some of the winners and losers. So who won and who lost?
So let's start with the winners. So far, I would say winners are the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
They made some excellent moves. It is just amazing at how they built their team to the tune where they still have, if I'm correct, Washington still has $29.3 million in salary left, and they signed some big names. The Patriots are another team that's winners of this NFL free agency. I will also say, so unfortunately, the Seattle Seahawks with signing Cooper Kupp and Sam Darnold and retaining the defensive side. Another winner, the ultimate winner, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Even though they don't have a quarterback, and it's the thing that sucks, right? Their whole team is being held hostage by one Aaron Rodgers, and whenever Aaron Rodgers decides if he's going to go to the Jets or if he's going to go to Pittsburgh, they're going to decide if they're going to keep Russell Wilson or not. But which that just means they missed out on a good quarterback, which could have potentially been Sam Darnold or Kirk Cousins. But guess what? Kirk Cousins staying in Atlanta because now they offered up the money.
Mm-hmm.
They ponied up the money. So in order to pluck Kurt away from Atlanta, you're going to have to give up some draft capital. So I'm also going to say the Eagles came out big in here, right? Signing Saquon to a huge contract extension. They were winners. And actually, Baltimore Ravens got a little bit better too with adding DeAndre Hopkins to the team. Him, along with Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah.
That offense is going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mark my words, that offense is going to be bad. Now, I saved this team for last on the good side because they're in the same division as me. And as much as I can't stand these motherfuckers, right? I'm gonna keep it a buck. Chicago Bears offensive line has gotten really better. Mm-hmm. And it looks really good on paper. Don't be surprised if they make a complete turnaround and make a push for second place. Yes, I said second place, not first place, because we know first place is coming back to the one and only Kings of the North, them Detroit Lions. Right? But it's going to be a fight between Minnesota and Chicago Bears for that number 2 spot. And again, that's only if Caleb Williams is that guy, and especially now that they gave him some help. I mean, they loaded up.
Yeah, they did.
In free agency, took all the best and all the top name offensive linemen, either by trade or picking up in free agency, which was probably the best thing they could have done. Now, let's get to these. Let's talk about these losers. The Los Angeles Chargers, losers. Letting go enjoy Bosa getting nothing in return. Losers, Tennessee Titans. They ain't do shit. Let's just, I don't know what's going on over there, but let's just, hey, what's going on? Arizona Cardinals, another team full of losers. What is going on? They say they got 52.3 in cap million space, but they're not spending anything. That's if you got the money, what are you holding on for it to? That's why they increased the salary cap. This isn't back when we were almost 20 years ago and we only had salary cap total was like 85 million. Stop, spend the money. Let's get, you know who I forgot? I don't know if I want to put them second to the last. You know, I'm going to skip them for right now. I'm going to skip them. Let's go with some other losers in free agency. The Carolina Panthers letting go Miles Sanders and to get nothing in return. I'm sorry. Why do y'all even have a team? Can we move them from Carolina back to St. Louis so they can have a team and them people in St. Louis can stop tripping? I'm sorry. That might have been a little bit harsh, but it is what it is. Like, you got an owner. How do y'all only got $15.5 million in salary cap space? Who y'all spend the money on? I'm gonna come back and give y'all the details of what Carolina did because I'm curious. I know how to do it. I'm gonna come back and break it down in shorts. The Los Angeles Rams, losers. Losers. Let go of Cooper Kupp. Right? I get it. You got Devontae Adams. But I'm not sure because that move caused. I mean, they are negative in salary cap. They are negative $497,000 in the hole.
Ooh.
Right. Now I can't say this is a loser. This is kind of like a mid-tier move for them, right? I know I'm gonna get some backlash for this one, but then I'm gonna go all the way up back to the ultimate two losers that I think. Well, there's three losers in here, but I'm gonna go to the two middle guys. In the middle, which is a win, they're losers but not losers, right? Tampa Bay Buccaneers spent money well, got better. They didn't revamp the quarterback position, but you did better. But the losing side of it is you're $21 million in the hole. Atlanta Falcons didn't do shit. Tried to save cap. Now you're $7 million in the hole. But kept Kirk Cousins as a backup. Not to start, but as a backup. Told y'all they would start Michael Penix this year. Right? Oh, winners, Buffalo Bills. Whatever. Now, mediocre move, Indianapolis Colts. Right? I think that I say that for a reason. They brought in a bridge quarterback to challenge Anthony I'm Tired Richardson. I'm tired, Boss Richardson. To hopefully push this guy to stop saying he tired. That's just a hope. That's just a hope, right? So those are my winners, my not winners, but in between the guys. Now let's get to the ultimate losers here.
The real losers.
Let's get to the real deal losers here. There's like three. Spot number one, loser number one. The San Francisco 49ers. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Oh, it's a whole fire sale.
It's a fire sale over there, boy. Y'all done got rid of everybody. Javon Kinlaw, Debo Samuels, the wide receiver before that. Hell, I seen a report that I had to double check. They said that y'all had got rid of Christian McCaffrey. I was like, hold up, whoa. John Lynch, what are you doing, bro? But somewhere in there, they were able to save, right, $30.6 million. They cut their fullback and re-signed him, so that was a sign just to restructure his contract. But whatever. But where are these weapons coming from? I mean, yeah, you kept Kittle, but who's the other wide receiver y'all got now? So to me, that was a real big fail, right? Team number two, that was a failure. That would be the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm saying Jacksonville because here's why. I thought for sure they would have really got rid of Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, no, ain't going nowhere. They just resigned him.
That dude is who we think he is. He is like he is
his contract.
Again, he is Gardner Minshew 2.0. He is Daniel Jones 2.0. I don't freaking get it. Relying on him to do something? No, I don't think so. Jacksonville, you're my ultimate losers in number 2. And last but not least, who takes the number 1 overall spot and loser of the free agency is the fucking Dallas Cowboys. Let's just keep it a buck. Y'all didn't do shit. I would just say they didn't. Not only did they do nothing, you let DeMarcus walk. Y'all let DeMarcus Lawrence walk. Y'all didn't bring in any wide receiver help. Y'all didn't beef up the offensive line. Hell, y'all just told Dak to pretty much figure it out. You got rid of your whole coaching staff. That's looking like a bunch of trash. Oh, I think they let go of the running back, or Rico Dowdell went to another team. Like, yo. Who wants... I thought everybody wanted to play for, quote-unquote, America's team.
I said that's what I was going to say. But that's America's team, though.
Man, who did this survey? This survey had to been hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they ain't surveyed no real people, because if you ask the real people who's America's team, them boys right there.
Detroit Lions right now.
We have taken that mantle from them. And you know what? We're going to rock with it. Because you know what Dallas Cowboys are saying right now? Even after this crappy free agency, you know what they're saying right now? Next year is our year.
They always say that.
If y'all ever follow Scooter McGruder on YouTube, he does like shorts about, because he's a super Cowboy fan. He's also an Orlando Magic fan. He's also a Gator fan. Make that make sense. Anyway, the dude went up there, and every time free agency come around, I seen the short, and he was looking at his phone and watching all these alerts come in, and Dallas Cowboys make no move, and he just like, what are we doing exactly? The Dallas Cowboys is never going to win the championship until they get rid of one person, 2 people. I'm sorry, his name one is 2. Jerry Jones and his damn son.
Exactly. The Jones family, period.
Until they make them get their hands off that team, y'all forever going to be in purgatory. Y'all going to look good for the first 6 weeks.
And then it goes, pew.
And then by the end of the season, it's a tank job. And then you're going to find a reason to blame it on Dak. But okay. So those are my ultimate winners and losers. And then my middle of the road teams. For NFL free agency. What's next?
Now, wait a minute. Let's back this train up. Did Myles Garrett say in an interview, it was never about the money, but always about winning?
I'm pretty sure in the last episode when we were talking about Myles Garrett, I asked the question too. I did ask the question. I said, Myles, is it about the money or is it about winning games? And when we talked about how much we get, I'm pretty sure I played T.I.
Yeah,
if it ain't about the money.
It was all about the money.
Well, I got another song for Myles. I got another song for Myles, y'all. Y'all ready? Hold on. Let me turn this up for y'all so that way y'all can understand this new song I got for Myles.
Went up from the bottom.
It was clearly about a check. This man don't want to win. I don't care about what he put in pen in the letter and talking about somehow he wanted to be traded and how he was growing up in Ohio. No, how he grew up in Ohio and his dream was never to go from Ohio to Canton. It was to go from Ohio to Super Bowl, then to Canton. Guess what, Myles Garrett? You just lied like a motherfucker. You just straight lied. Again, when a person tells you it's never about the money, then guess what? It's always about the money. It's always about the money, bro. So why you even lie? Maybe it was the threat and allure to get Cleveland to pay him because they paid Deshaun Watson, who they maybe got, and they got him to restructure his contract because they know he's never going to see the field again. You can almost guarantee Deshaun Watson never going to see the field again. But was this a play for him to get his money? It could have been. It could have been. It could have been. It could have been. But here's the thing. I said it in the last show. You was going to get that money anyway, bro.
But he had to make sure.
Make sure.
His check.
Come on, man. That check was coming anyway. I told you, man. 14 stats back-to-back seasons. Like, that's hard to do. And I think he's getting double teamed every freaking game, and he's still winning. The money was coming. Yo, Myles Garrett, I'm mad that you threw the whole NFL into this frenzy, man, and think he was leaving. I'm a sucker for even believing it, man. I'm never going to fall for no sucker crap like that until I see it, man. You done made me a true believer not to believe and star defensive players are actually going to leave because, again, when the people say, oh, it's never about the money, nah, you just helped me believe me, bro, that is not about the money, dog. Straight up. Before we go to these next topics, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you share this out with all your friends and your family members, your co-workers. Let's continue to grow this show, and this I really appreciate everyone's help. Appreciate it. Miss Nikki, what's next? Damn, Myles Garrett.
So in What the Fuck news, let's discuss the young track star named Kathleen Turner, who was cracked in the head by Leah Everett at the Virginia State Championship last weekend.
Okay.
After Turner's parents filed charges against Everett for assault, now the NAACP is trying to bully the DA's office into dropping the charges against Everett, touting racism. How when the victim was black? Yeah.
I generally don't cover high school sports.
Yeah, track and field. But this one jumped out.
And I don't care, but
everybody.
this has jumped out like tremendously. So let me start with the obvious. If you haven't watched the video, you should have. I'm gonna find a way to pin the video in the chat below. We're gonna pin the chat in the video below. So that way people can understand what we're talking about. This video, as a person who ran track, right? And I can say that. Undefeated in the 200. Go ahead, Central Rams. That's what I do. What's up? Right? To hit somebody in the head with a baton and to reach back.
Yeah, she reared back.
And to come across the head. It's not an accident. It's on purpose. Look at the video. I've tried to give this lady so much credit about what she was saying and about how she crossed into my lane. Because again, as a former athlete in high school and in middle school and in elementary, right, we had this thing about having intergalactic sportsmanship, right? Intercollegiate sportsmanship, right? Which means we couldn't be out there intentionally trying to harm the next person, right? And that means, yeah, we might have not have helped them off the court when we were in high school, like, you know how we do in the NBA. In the NBA, you know, you foul somebody or you dunk on somebody, you don't help them up, you let the other team help them up, their own players. But in middle school and elementary, right, we are taught that, right? That's where it starts. So let me also say that was not a natural running motion.
She got mad because that girl was passing her, and she figured she had, like I said, she went into a narcissistic rage right there and clunked that girl. Because if you really did it if you did it by mistake, when the girl went down, the girl that got hit in the head, Kathleen, You would have went over there to see about her if you did it by mistake.
So here's what I'm going to say. I'm gonna give you guys a quick demonstration, right? In order for this young lady to say that this was an accident, right? My sunglasses case wear about the same amount as a baton. It's fairly light. Really, extremely light. How you getting concussion from that?
From the force when she went across the back of her head.
So this is where I tell the NAACP to stand down. This isn't about no racist. This is about one girl's act. And again, I'm trying to be polite in what I say here.
Because they're children.
Because they are kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying it the way I'm saying it because they are kids. Right? One, I don't think she should receive any death threats by adults. Right? That's not cool. Right? An adult shouldn't get in it. Right? It's outside of the parents that are already in it. But a spade needs to be a spade. Right?
She needs to be
she needs to be accountable for what she did. After reviewing and looking at the video, right? It was not a natural running motion. It looked weird. Not only did you swing once, but it looked like you was finna swing twice. That's not an accident. There's accountability that needs to be held on over here. And I get it that she's in here talking about her mental because of people are bashing her online. Well, what do you think is going to happen when it went viral? Or you sitting up there doing the whole news conference crying about, people are dogging you out. Well, think about what happened. You didn't even say I'm sorry until then.
Your parents had to apologize for you. And that's my thing, because to me, her parents are delusional too. Because they literally just yesterday had a support gathering for her.
A support gathering for what?
To support Aaliyah Everett against all these allegations. There is no allegation. Your parents are feeding into your delusion.
I mean, as a parent,
if you want to be a true parent, be real about if your child, if your child fucked up, had them own up to them fucking up, cause she fucked up. You fucked up. Now you could have possibly, now because you got these charges, you could literally take yourself out of scholarships, college. All because you want to win so bad that you would do anything, even go to the point of cracking this girl's skull open or hairline fracture to win.
I mean, if I'm a school, I'm not
finna offer her no scholarship.
I'm not offering no scholarship.
Because I got to deal with your crazy ass and your crazy ass parents.
Or I gotta worry about you doing this in a race against somebody else.
And then that reflects back on the school again. So
this is a hard one for me, right? I'm being very careful at what I say because again, if they're kids, right? And I'm never condoning violence, but you hit me in the back of the head and I gotta see you when I wake up.
Yes, that Kathleen's parents, they supposed to file. They should have been filed charges.
Not only am I gonna see you when I wake up, right? I want the dog, the ashtray, and the ice tray out the refrigerator with the ice cubes in it.
Because that could have been worse.
This isn't boxing. This isn't track isn't a contact sport, right? This isn't what this is. And if you needed to get your aggression off, sweetheart, then I feel like you need to find yourself in a few other sports. 1, taekwondo, 2, boxing.
She need to find herself a therapist.
That too. But let me get up off this topic since we are talking about some young adults that are in high school who definitely chose to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. And but before I leave, to the dude who went on TV, who wore his uniform, who was part of the athletic program.
Oh, the athletic program in Virginia.
Let me say something to him.
Guy?
Yeah, let me say something to him real quick. Your ass need to be fired. And for the fact that I get you are connected to this case because you know the young lady who did the swinging.
He knows
but
the Everett family.
If that was your kid who got hit, you wouldn't be on this young lady's side regardless of what happened. I don't care what you say, dog. So to say that she stepped in her lane, no, she didn't.
That was a lie.
That was a lie. And for you to sit there and as a judge
and justify
that, you no longer need to participate in high school sports, bro. So if I know they do screenings and background checks for referees and stuff like that, you just need to get kicked out on that alone. If you are completely that biased.
Yep, he literally justified.
You justified somebody getting hit in the head with a concussion.
Office took it up.
That is bullshit. That's just like somebody walking up and cracking you in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Because you stepped in front of them. I'm never one to say people should, unless it's the GM and the GM and the coach of the Giants, who I advocate for being fired all the time, right? Even though I'm saying that in a joking way, and I'm not a real advocate for people being fired. But in this situation, I'm dead serious that I think this dude should be fired.
He need to.
Straight up. What's next?
Well, the Pistons split a game with the Washington Wizards and lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm sorry. Last night, can we hold on to that 6th spot and still move up?
Man, it's getting hard. Like every time I do a show, I be ready to play my song for y'all, but I can't play it because I promise y'all I'm gonna play this song for y'all.
Yeah,
Promise y'all.
SAG, he dropped 48 on Detroit last
But here's the
night.
problem. He dropped 48. But I mean, again, then you got Carson Wallace dropped 20, Isaiah Hartenstein 12, Kendrick Wallace 10, and nobody else really did nothing really important, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, what was going on with the officiating last night? Like JD had snapped last night, and they ain't mad at him. It was some of the most horrible games that I have ever seen. We got guys basically from the Thunder basically falling out, and they're reviewing and they're giving them every silly call. And like you could on SGA, and they would call a foul. I get it, he's the front runner for the MVP. But we were in Little Caesars Arena last night.
Exactly.
We do have an all-star on our team. And the simple fact that Cade got ejected in the third quarter for just having a simple conversation with the ref, and they said, oh, it's too long, and ejected him? I'm so tired of these referees putting themselves back into the game. Now, the NBA was getting real fun to me. And it was like, Pistons was back, it was starting to get fun, right? Now, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now the refs are influencing these games again, and that's not what's supposed to happen. I feel like Tim Donaghy is all over the floor again.
But he getting more money. They getting more money than Tim.
Like one referee told JD said one word to him, and he just outright yelled at JD. Hold on, bro. First and foremost, I see, this is where I probably would have took my fine, and I would have just took the L on this. I would have walked up to the ref, and I would have just yoked him up like this. Man, who the fuck you talking to?
Oh, see, you'd have been put out.
Who do you think you talking to
You
like that?
had 15 games suspension, fines, all kinds.
Here's the
of
thing,
stuff.
because we are the refs getting fined for yelling at coaches and players?
No, they're not.
So how come it's okay for a ref to yell at a player and a coach, but we can't? But they can't say anything bad about them, let alone in the press conference or in game. If you say too many words, if you cuss at them, you get in tech, right? But a referee has total carte blanche to not only influence a game, but this
totally
is bullshit.
Changed the trajectory of the game, because the Pistons was sticking with OKC all the way up through to the third quarter, and that's when shit went awry. That's when the officiating took over.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. We worked hard to get where we at. I'm with JD. Put some respect on our name. This isn't the same 12-win team that we were a year ago or the year before that. We are a team that is a playoff team. So respect it as such, because we earned it. I get we were playing, your guys' total MVP favorite. And again, he should absolutely win the MVP. Hell, if you ask me, he should have won it the year before. But there's no reason why this officiating should have happened this way. What's next?
Well, staying with the Pistons, did you see Shaq's comment saying he don't watch Detroit because they're bored?
Fuck you, Shaq.
Damn. And on that note.
No, real. No, real. That's real. I know you don't watch Shaq, man. You know why Shaq don't watch us? I bet you Shaq hasn't watched us since 2004. You know what happened in 2004? When we beat him, Kobe, Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Steve Nash, when that team was loaded full of Hall of Famers. How do you say the Pistons are boring, bro, when we over 500? We in the 6th place. Fighting for a 5th or 4th place. But to say we under 500? To say we boring? Huh? You know who's boring? Your slow ass talking. That's boring. You know what's boring? Your nasty ass pizza from Papa John's. That's boring. What's boring is watching you trying to run to the big board against Kenny. That's boring. It's actually boring. But then what's funny is, so whoever runs the Detroit Pistons Twitter page, shout out to y'all. Y'all the true goats to this. They posted a picture that said, "Nothing new here. Overlooked us in 2004, right?" And it was Shaq looking on the bench, looking like a big ass goof. While Chauncey was sitting there kissing the MVP Finals trophy, right? But then what makes this story even better was, he said this the same day the Detroit Pistons were playing the Portland Trailblazers, right? Karma's a mug, right? How about Portland jumps into the mix and says, "Hey, look, that's our head coach," using the same picture of overlooking us in 2004. Shaq, this is supposed to be what you do, man. To say we bored, man, you completely missed it. Again, you're completely off the mark. And I get it. It's just a little bit of shade because, again, of what we did to you in 04, you ain't win shit after that. Okay. But there's no reason to call us boring, bro. But, 04 hurt you that bad to the point we gotta be boring?
Some people hold on to shit for a very long time.
That was 21 years ago.
So what? He still may feel away. Let him feel that shit.
And then nothing new here, Shaq. Keep overlooking us, bro, because that's what happens. So we gonna overlook your big ass too. And that nasty ass pizza. And them nasty ass gummies. Yeah, them fruit gummies that he got in the store. They're nasty. What's next? Alright. One final topic before we get up out of here, and this is just off the cuff. Well, before I go, I want to give a shout out to my father who's no longer with us. Right? So I'm dedicating this show to my pops as always. Right? And before we go, Bleacher Report, y'all let me down. Y'all done changed the app and it's shitty. Totally upset with y'all. Please go back to the old format. You see us talking about y'all all over on the forums, and we can't actually talk to each other no more. Change the format back, dog. That's all we ask. But this is your host, J2DaR, signing out for AwwDacity Sports here with your special co-host, Miss NikkiC.
All right, y'all.
And we'll catch y'all at the next episode. Peace.